Hello, hello, my crafty friends. I hope that y'all are doing good. Oops. Throw my scissors around. Now, I have now, because I keep losing my scissors, I now have like 8 pairs of scissors on here. My desk. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I love it. Found myself right away. That is almost scary. My goodness. So I hope life is good. And you've all had a fun, for most of you guys, some kind of snow. I mean, I think almost everybody I know has gotten snow except for us. We're just getting rain. And hello, Jennifer. Hello, Barbara. All right. So we're hopping on. So I haven't decided. So you know I can show you product early, but I can't show you like the new catalogs or thingamabobbers. Brochures that come out when we get new product. And believe it or not, we just had January stuff, and February's kind of this little bit of a lull, and we just get some new kits. But then March comes. Hey, Connie. Hey, Pat. And so I've actually got some goodies in a box over here for March, and this very, very cool thing, which I'm really excited about. I'm just not quite sure. The rules are so confusing about what I can share and what I can't share. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Adopt a Pet kit, which is really, really super sweet. Been planning to do something with this a couple times. Yeah, we're just not going to mess with that. It doesn't look totally straight, but we're going to call it good. Anyway, we're going to play with it. It's our last one. I'm totally excited about this, you guys. It's so super sweet. And look at this. So my sister actually got this for a friend of hers who's about in her 50s, early 60s. And they made this kit together. I think I opened up, I did. Oh well. And now I'll have 2 kits open. My daughter will love to do this. This does come in multiple language. I want to say this is French. Atteste. We have our cute little pieces together. And here's the completed project. Just set my box. Oh my gosh. I did my class for y'all that got kits actually this month. And I'm mailing out the kits. I've almost got them ready to go for the Stamp It Your Way class. And so I'm kind of got this crazy mess going on. So here's our dog. Here's another set of adoption papers. So how is everybody enjoying this lovely snowed in? Everybody I've talked to, I've had a number of meetings with the financial planning advisors that I work with over in Annapolis. From their homes, everybody's working from home today. We have a parakeet. Certificate adoption. So here's our English. Now, these are great. Nice squares. And I'm going to check something really quick. Don't throw them out. My scrapbookers extraordinary. I want to think if a 3x4 might fit into this. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay. Tell me about your weekends. Guys, it'll be a little bit off, but you could use this as a frame for a 3x4. Maybe, if it, just food for thought. So be hanging on to these because I can use them for 3x4s. Reminding myself why I have that. You have lots of ice. Hey, Patty, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Haven't seen you for a little bit on here. All right. Not 100% sure where that goes. So here's our parakeet though. Parakeet cage. Here's our guinea pig cage. You know, most of our guinea pigs have all come from humane societies. They've all been adopted. Almost all of them. I think the last two were not. I thought we were going to end up with another set. I often say no, and I often get outvoted. This goes with the certificate there. This goes with this guy. This dog is so cute. Looks like a little beagle. You're still waiting for them to clear your parking lot. So how many inches did you all end up with? I've heard anywhere from like 11 inches to 18. This has to do something with the bird, right? Maybe. Well, when all else fails, let's look at the directions. So if you guys have never gotten their kits, this is a really fun way to craft, because in every kit, everything is in the kits. You don't have to do anything. Seriously, do not have to do a darn thing except for put things together. And I'm going to show you with this one. We're just going to kind of move. Guess the guinea pig is our first one. How this works, because it is so nice. And these are cute little pieces of paper that have color to them that are usable. I just want it to warm up, guys. It has been chilly here. So we've been in the 20s in the morning. My poor plants thought in December that they should start blooming again, and now we're back to, yeah. Yep. So here we go. Yeah, and just put this together. Obviously, this takes a little bit of work. Well, hello. About 10 inches with a thick layer of ice. That sounds dangerous. That means you need to have those fancy things that go on your shoes. Hello, Regina. Welcome. Glad to see you. Oh my gosh. Are they crimpers? I know that I got a set here because the first year it was really kind of a little hairy with, yeah, with everything that was going on, the ice. So we get a little bit of snow here, you know, maybe like an inch or two, but not anything like you guys get. Now, go up to Mount Hood, and you've got about 118 inches right now. Imagine that. Another system on Sunday. Oh, wow. I'd heard Thursday was a potential another hit. But, all right. So this, see how easy this is? There's no stamping in this one. And they're kits that are around $15 to $18 often have no stamping. Now these are very heavy. You can see just from the construction of it that it's pretty easy to manage. And anyway, my sister got one of these for a friend of hers who's in like an assisted living type nursing care facility. And I think it was Molly that she got it for. And Molly absolutely loved it. You know, crafting, as we know as adults, is not just for kids, although this would be a tremendously fun one. I have one of these set aside for my niece, who's going to be, gosh, 5 this go around. So funny we're having this conversation, how fast they grow up. Sarah Grace being 18, that's crazy, right? Okay, I would have and should have run this. So here's my guinea pig cage. Cute. Here's my cute little guinea pig. And these would make a fun little gift. Yes, Dina. Oh my gosh, how are you doing? Yeah, if it's not going to warm up, that's no fun. Because then you just are going to turn around or just don't go out. Yeah. Yeah, here, snow doesn't shut things down. The ice shuts things down here. And we're at, like, up on a hill. And there is one hill that you kind of come off the main street into our neighborhood and you go up the hill. But when there's ice, people who decide they should go out of the neighborhood that way is really scary because they just slide down the hill and into the traffic on a main thoroughfare, which is a 4-lane. So, I mean, it's not exactly small. Aw, he's so cute, you guys. And these are his ears. So now, all right. I would have thought they would have given us some adhesive on this to do. I'm gonna see. Yep, these are good size ones. So I'm gonna put it, oh, never mind. There's actually a slit here. So you do not need to use adhesive to put the little ears on these guys. I don't feel like that's on right. I might have to look at this a little bit to be ready to, anyway, here we go. Hold those back. I might want to, I don't know, it's kind of cute with them kind of poking out though. Look at him. And he has a little bowl of sunflower seeds. You're finally home. I'm sorry to hear that your mom hasn't been feeling well. That's never fun. And, you know, you just would put your sunflower seeds wherever you would want to. I feel like the sunflower seeds really ought to be more for the bird, but it shows for the guinea pig. I'm just going to take a little blue dot. Sarah Grace would tell you that these are not safe for guinea pigs. So if any of your grandkids, or even you, because guinea pigs have been a pleasant surprise for us. So here's the little guinea pig. Take our dog. Hopefully he's next, and he is. But you can see that the directions, there's not, you know, not a lot to read. So it's very easy for kids to be able to do these. Easy for adults. My sister's friend loves to craft, but because she is no longer in her own home, she does not have the space to be able to craft or have all the supplies to craft and sew like she used to. And oh my gosh, she used to be a huge, huge person who sewed. And of course, you know, life changes, as we all know. Is your mom going to be okay? Little tail. Oh, look at that. Well, I know a lot of us are dog lovers. Okay, guys. Is that not precious? It's hard. Our parents, having to care for our parents isn't easy. All right. Oh, now I know where the green thing goes. I'm like, I need a roof to this, and I do have a roof. This is the really good double-sided tape that is not is a sort of a take no prisoners kind of stuff. She's improving. That's awesome to hear. Probably a relief for you. Were you able to beat the snowstorm home? So So you can see, I just like to show people, even if you like have coffee and your girlfriends come over, you definitely don't have to adopt a pet. This is probably more in line with kids, although Miss Julie really enjoyed making it with my sister. Just gonna line that up. And there you go. Oops, not quite. I did say that this was that nice 3M tape, so this might be on. So we're not going to mess with that. I'm afraid to hurt it. But you can see in 17 minutes, we have been able to really get a lot done. And the biggest, or the longest part of this has honestly been punching out these slats for the cage here. I have my bird up next, so we're going to skip the kitty and go do our bird. You know, we had birds for years. Some of you guys may remember that. We ended up having to rehome them to move across the U.S. When we found out there was not any hotels that would take them. And, you know, depending on where you were at, you could leave them in the car at night, but most of the time you could not. And then the vet was like, it's so stressful. Yes, I bet. Yeah, it's really hard to come home after that. Yeah, it's tough. And you want to, with this cage, kind of look at where those pieces are, because this, they have bent it around. So you're not going to fold this top piece at all. How many of you guys have grandkids or have neighborhood kids or nieces and nephews that would just really have a ball with this? Or think about doing like an SPCA fundraiser with these. Actually, here I am, and I just thought of that myself. So this would be an awesome fundraiser. Buy some of these kits and sell them. And add a little bit of a markup to them as cash and carry, because kits with Stampin' Up! One of the things that you can sell cash and carry. And so you now have that very normal, I mean common cage that you see for birds that is rounded on the top. I'm not sure why they round them on the top. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you made it home safe. I'm not, sure if your mom is out of state in the neighborhood. Yours is going to be 25. Your son Nick is going to be 25, Connie. I'm sorry, but that just seems a little bit like a wow to me. But then I had a friend of mine who's known Sarah Grace. I worked with her before we had Sarah Grace. And Vicki was like, Sarah Grace is going to be 18? How did that happen? And I was like, we blinked? Because really, it does feel like we just blinked, right? And all of a sudden, they're ready to escape the house. And so this is the piece that goes with it. And these toys for birds hang inside their cages, so I'm not quite sure. 25. I didn't think he was that much older than Sarah Grace and Jack, because Jack and Sarah Grace are about a year apart in age. But so I would try and figure out how to hang this in the cage somehow. because that's what you would normally do with that. So here you have now a bird ready to go. And hindsight being 2020, it would have been kind of fun to use these as giveaways, but I couldn't put them together. And once they're together, you know, they're together. I'll take a picture of these. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they're cute. And then this is the cat, because who has cats on here? And even kids, for that matter. There's something about boxes, kids' boxes, whatever. I'm telling you, they don't need anything else to play with as long as you give them a box. I used to be just amused at the childcare. I would get in a box, and the kids could care less about what was in the box. They just wanted the box. Yep. All right. So here's your top part of your box, and you could close the box if you wanted. Oops, I put this together. This is actually the bottom of the box. This was the top of the box that was to open. So we'll see if I can't undo my glue dots. They will be a lot easier to get undone than this tape will be. But anyway, my experience with cats and kids is that boxes are like an endless supply of entertainment. And I remember one day somebody in the neighborhood got a new what do you call it, refrigerator, those big huge boxes. Oh my gosh, the kids had the best time with it. There we go. Look at that. And then your cat will sit inside your box. And in less than a half an hour, you know, and that's about the kits that require no stamping. I would say that most people could get these done in about a half an hour. And I love that these are on both sides, so you don't have to worry about what you're doing with that. And the cat will work probably very similar to the dog. I love gray tabby cats. They're so pretty. There are several kit options. Who's interested in looking at a sneak peek of some products that will be out in March? Is there any interest in that right now, or would you guys like to just hang out and not worry about seeing those until like towards the end of next month before they get released? So maybe you guys know, I love that. I feel like there's some takeoffs of the current mini catalog, so it's kind of built around the mini catalog. Oops, I forgot the little leg. Look at that, you guys. Look how cute that is. If you've got friends who are teachers, how much fun to have them do these as kind of a fun class. Sarah Grace's troop is going to get together. Yes, please. From Jennifer. She's all about it. Look at that cat, you guys. And the cat fits on inside the box, which I think is absolutely precious, with his little adoption certificate. Look at that. Okay, yeah, I'm really excited, actually. There's a one in there that has to do with game day, which I did not get because I do not have a kid who plays. I'm going to try and mess with this box, but Let me put my pets in their little houses in their box, and let's take a look at the box that came. I have to label everything. I have more pets than I have space in my box, and my little guinea pig. But look at that. You got grandkids, you've got friends with grandkids, you got to go to a kid's birthday party. What a fun thing to get for them. Something to do as opposed to, that they could do, they can give away. Fun stuff. This is my scratch paper for stamping. All right, let's take a look. So I'm really excited. We have, I don't know quite the status, but we're going to have a new stamp positioner. If you guys are not familiar with it, it's like a Misty. And that will be a special for people who want to become a demonstrator next month, February. So if you've been on the fence, this is a good time because it's just going to be added to your kit. Cannot show you that, but I can show you. This paper is homemade sweetness. So if you are a person who cans food, I have some friends who make honey, so I thought that was really cute. Yeah, we can go a little long. I'm trying to wake up, but I don't want to go get any more coffee. So this is super cute. Little spoons. I have some friends who collect spoons, and if I have Janine and her spoon collection, I'm going to just use that paper for her because I have pictures of her in her kitchen. Ladybugs, guys. I'm so excited. I had to get the paper for the ladybugs and the gingham. Look at that. I am not a canner by any gamut of the imagination, but my sister is. She makes us jam, and it's one of her Christmas presents each year. And I love this paper. I wish this was a bulk paper because it would be perfect for doing Sarah Grace's, kind of catching Sarah Grace's school years up. So this is great colors. They're not like pastel, they're not bright, they're just, in my opinion, perfect colors. I'll get a Ziploc bag out. This paper I think is really pretty. This is Garden Textures, and it's a metallic type paper. I know, I do too, Leslie. Okay, I just got to grab papers out. I do have a giveaway here. It is a mystery envelope. It's actually even addressed and ready to go out. I do not know what's in it. That's why it's a mystery. Mystery for you, mystery for me. Ah. So if you guys want a surprise, look at those colors, you guys. How rich they are. Yeah, this other. These are my kind of colors. Rich, pure, vibrant colors. So I love that. Then, so Close to My Heart did a whole bunch of this wood grain paper eons ago, and I have treasured it and used it because there is nothing better than wood grain paper, I tell you. It is so versatile for so many of us. Now, even though I am close to a big city, I am not the big city girl. So this is just two different shades of that paper. So they're a little bit off in nuances here. Definitely a different color there. Okay, that goes with that. So you have 3 sheets of each of the papers, and that's very nice. So you have a dark, and 2 of those, and then you have a dark with that. The thing I am going to be honest with you, I do these dark browns like this. I just really think that will be extremely useful paper. And then the toffee colors are just really, really pretty. Not so much about a light wood sort of person. If you see the floor I put in, did you send me the bags? Connie. I would love to say yes. Don't hold me to that though. And I swear I'm never going to buy stamps, you guys, but then it happens. So Paradise Garden is one of these ones that is the embossing folder that cuts out, the die cuts out pieces of the embossing folder. So it is sold as a set. And then here's that jam. Now, this is the ocean. Who are my ocean people who love the ocean and go to the ocean? I know I do. And then I had to get this, the cutest crew. You know, we have all these pets here. And then there's nothing like having a good camera set to have. The ones I have are CTMH, so I was super excited to pick up that. This ocean rolling waves, I was really hoping that we'd see. I feel like I went crazy, or maybe I did go crazy. How many of you guys tell your kids that you love them to the moon and back? This sentiment fits in that moon. Isn't that cool? So rolling waves, I don't believe. Here's the die that goes with this. The selling point, I was like, this cuts out a card. And that stamps onto that card base. And then you can put the top on all that. So this set makes for a card. And if you were to do your, I mean, that's not a huge card, and it looks like it will fit into an A5 or A2, I mean. See what I mean? This is like so much fun. So this is the card, and if you fold that in half, it's really not going to be huge. So I cannot wait to play with this. And this will be one, actually, that I honestly am just going to turn around and stick it in here, because I would use those together no matter what. So save me a container of that. So what did I get? These are, this is a paper. Let's see what else I got in here. That looks like vellum. Yay! You love the jam. I know, the jam, you know, it wasn't my jam in the beginning, no pun intended, but then I saw that it could make that card, and then I thought, oh, my sister's always making jam for us, right? I love this. For flower paper, I love it. I love the watercolor. I'm always going to be a watercolor fan, and I love brights. So look at this. And even if you do not like the flowers on here, the back sides are so neutral, you could use them for anything. Guy, girl, doesn't matter. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. Wait, the jam paper? We sure could. But isn't that just gorgeous? So if you want something that says summertime and bright, this is the paper for you. And then I got, there's a whole bunch, there's some other specialty paper that I really wanted, but I have to wait. And it's red. It's like copper metal, and I love copper. And all my pieces, I need to put the pieces together. This is the Delicate Something Sweet. Garden texture paper, and then Delicate Dreams. This is good, my favorite suite from this set. And well, this is the Paradise Garden, that nice bright paper I just showed you is with this. And then here's our Delicate Whispers. See, I'm not getting any stamps, she said. My husband rolls his eyes. The camera comes with a film strip and those pieces for my scrapbookers for me. And then this die set does work with the ocean one I just showed you. Some fun. Look at these jam berries. Aren't those cute, those little strawberries? And these are the dies for this Delicate Whisper stuff. Let's look at it, because again, I'm always thrilled when we have paper that is neutral enough, gender neutral, like you can, boys, girls, you know. So here is Nice basic green, camping, farming, parks. And then look at this. Can you guys see that copper in there? I am in love with this paper. I know, right? There's a ton. Sometimes, Leslie, I have to admit that I like the online exclusives better than I do the mini catalogs. So the back side of this paper also has that copper accents embossed into there. Just love it. Oh, like I could spend days with this paper. This soft blue, yes, it's flowers, but you know, far enough away, it could be used for anything. And you flip it over, and you have a Night of Navy background with that rose gold. Now there's little flowers, but if you see it from here, you really can't tell that it's flowers. And I think you could use it very easily with masculine papers. Look at this. It's not really plaid, is it? Nah, it's not a plaid. Square print quilt-like blocks. Let's see what the back side is. In love with this. So this is another very pretty floral. And look at that. These flowers kind of reminded me of plumeria in a way. Then you have this gray. This is a slate. It's either gray granite or smoky slate. And it has another copper pattern on this. I just think they created such a neutral palette here, but yet you can class it up for all of the, oh, that's pretty, all of those wonderful weddings and things like that that you might have. I want to see if I got that metallic paper in, because I was really excited, but I couldn't remember if I put it in my order or not. This is the specialty designer paper. Maybe this is it. I like metallic papers because it's easy to add an accent without having to do ribbon. Okay, so here's the rose gold copper. So it's only one-sided. And that's masculine and or gender neutral enough to go either direction. These are pretty flowery. But this, I tell you, love it, love it, love it. I think they might have had some silver paper, but I did not get it. So what do you guys think? The thing I don't know about, oh, they have this ladybug embossing folder. And I love the ladybug. As soon as those crazy ladybugs come back into stock, I'm going to pick up a bunch of them. I did plan to warn everybody. So which one is your favorite? Do you like the jam? Do you like the delicates? Or do you like sort of that bright, summery? There's another one that has everything to do with games and things like that. Football, that kind of stuff. And just nice, bright, springy. And these are very flat. My scrapbookers, all of this is very flat, except for these have a little bit of a raise to them. Love, love, love. So everybody gives this one a thumbs up. I'm really excited about it. So these cut out the foam. This is your wave coming in, and this is the foam on top of the wave. So I really can't wait to play with that. But I'll match up a lot of dies. Oh, here, Cutest Crew. The little dogs have dies that go with it. So again, this is one that's 100% going to go with that. So I'm going to put them in the same envelope to keep them together, so I don't lose them. And I'm not looking for them when I need them. So that's our sneaky peek. Anybody who wants to have a surprise, throw up a number. You love them all? Yeah, me too. And I cannot wait to get this out. Oh. So throw up some numbers for anybody who wants a surprise, because like I said, I have no idea. So if you struggle with stamping, you struggle with shaky hands, you can't get pressure right, you can't get your stamps, you know, to come out clean, stamp positioners are a great idea. Misty's, I use them, I got all sizes, 21. Okay. So I'm so excited to see how this works, and I don't know how it works. Oh, they have directions, guys. But this is going to be a sign up and get. Oh, it's springs. That's how you do it, guys. And your pad of paper goes onto here, and it has little holes to hold it in place. This feels like it's lightly magnetic, and these are definitely magnetic. And they have this little clasp for picking up. Pass 6. Closest to, without going over. Is that everybody who's adding? So we'll expect to see this out more, and we're going to play with it and see what we can come up with. So definitely a sneak peek. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have Regina with 21, Jennifer with 7, Pat with 6, 14 for, or Patty with 6, Pat with 14, Leslie with 13, Barbara's going to pass. Dina's going to pass. We do not know what's in here. Well, the closest to is everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are me. All right. So my closest to without going over is actually Regina. Congratulations. Just private message me, and we'll stick that out in the mail, and you can tell me what it is. Sometimes I box these up and I just have them on hand and I don't know what they are. And as I said before, classes for February or January are being mailed out. If you don't remember what it is, it's a fancy flap. So it's an interactive card. And I did the videos already done, and I got the embellishments in this set, so they'll be shipping out soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great time, and I'll see you on Thursday.